All right, you absolute MMA degenerates, throw on your McGregor merch, grab a pint of cheap whiskey, and buckle the fuck in. Because today we're reliving UFC 205, the night Conor McGregor nuked Eddie Alvarez into another dimension. Tyron Woodley bored us into a coma, and Yoel Romero literally attempted murder on Chris Weidman. Welcome to the most offensive and hilarious breakdown you degenerates could possibly ask for. First, a quick breeze through the forgettable garbage so we can get to the main course. The glorious violence. Women's bantamweight bout. Miesha Tate versus Raquel Pennington. Honestly, no disrespect, but holy fuck, did anyone really care? Pennington clinched, punched, and basically turned Tate into a heavy bag for 15 minutes. Tate tried takedowns like my grandma tries using a smartphone, ineffectively and looking confused as fuck. Pennington earned the easy unanimous decision, but the only memorable thing about this fight was me nearly falling asleep watching it. Great job, Raquel. You made women's MMA look slightly less shit. Slightly. Middleweight bout. Chris Weidman versus Yoel Romero. This one was actually exciting. Chris Weidman started strong, grappling like the jock from high school everyone hated, but Romero was patient like a terrifying Cuban Terminator. And in round 3, Romero decided he'd had enough of Weidman's bullshit takedowns. As Chris shot in, Yoel launched his Cuban missile of a knee directly into Weidman's skull. Holy fucking shit! Weidman is fucking dead! The stadium erupted. One fan immediately soccer-kicked a security guard over the railing. Another suplexed his own grandmother off the balcony. Chaos everywhere, and it was glorious. Weidman's forehead poured blood like Niagara Falls, as Yoel Romero just stood there saluting his fallen victim. It was terrifying. It was beautiful. It was violence perfected. Women's strawweight championship bout. Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Karolina Kowalkiewicz. How do you spell either of their names? Who fucking knows? I think the UFC just grabbed some alphabet spaghetti and threw it at a wall. Anyway, Joanna controlled most of the fight with her striking, while Karolina landed one punch that slightly rocked her. But overall, this was 5 rounds of technical boredom, so technical that the casuals in the crowd literally started fighting each other out of frustration. One drunk Irishman chugged an entire pint, smashed the glass over his own head, and yelled, "Who the fuck are these people?" Joanna won easily, retaining her title and continuing her reign as the champion of strawweight boredom. Welterweight championship bout. Tyron Woodley versus Stephen Thompson. This fight fucking sucked, plain and simple. Wonderboy karate whizzy wizard extraord spent the fight poking and dancing around like he was auditioning for a Bruce Lee biopic. Woodley threw one overhand right approximately every 45 minutes and occasionally wrestled. The fight was a draw, meaning Woodley got to keep his belt without actually beating his opponent. That's bullshit. Honestly, a title should be vacated in the event of a draw. Comment below if you agree or think I'm full of shit. Finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. Eddie Alvarez versus the Irish loudmouth himself, Conor McGregor. The crowd was rabid. McGregor fans were acting completely unhinged. One guy literally did a backflip off a balcony to impress Conor, landing directly on his head and snapping his neck. McGregor glanced at his broken body, shrugged and muttered, mid. The fight started, and Conor immediately proved Eddie was out of his depth, landing a laser-like left cross that floored Alvarez. The crowd lost their fucking minds. A McGregor fan in the upper decks projectile vomited so violently he blasted himself through the stadium roof, never to be seen again. Eddie recovered briefly, only to be knocked down again, like a kid repeatedly falling off his bike, each time more embarrassing than the last. Round 2 started with Alvarez coming out aggressive, thinking he might actually do something besides get embarrassed. Spoiler alert, he fucking didn't. McGregor patiently countered, and at 3:04, Conor landed a 4-punch combination that was so perfect, so precise, it looked like a scene out of a Rocky movie. Left hook, right uppercut, left hook again, final devastating right hand. Jesus fucking balls, holy shit, Alvarez just died. Eddie collapsed in slow motion, his consciousness evaporating quicker than your paycheck at a strip club. The ref mercifully ended the slaughter, and McGregor became the first ever UFC double champion. Madison Square Garden erupted. Irish fans lost their collective shit. One guy KO'd an elderly woman stiff outside the arena, Another literally jumped through a plate glass window, just screaming McGregor's name over and over. Absolute madness ensued. MMA Guru threw such an intense rage fit that his shed literally exploded, and Lucas Tracy climaxed so violently he ended up unconscious for days. Conor stood proudly in the cage, 2 belts draped over his shoulders, laughing at Alvarez's lifeless body. Alvarez eventually woke up, wondering if he'd been hit by a bus. Nope, Eddie. That's just the notorious left hand of Conor fucking McGregor. Quick prelim highlights. Tim Birch flattened Rafael Natal in round 1, probably because he was angry about fighting someone nobody remembers. Quick and vicious TKO next. Watching Vicente Luque send Belal Muhammad into orbit with a beautiful left hook was almost therapeutic, especially now that Belal somehow became champion later. Holy shit. Replay this fight anytime you need to release rage that Belal is somehow still relevant. Quick recap of the holy fuck knockout moments. Romero obliterating Weidman. Yoel landed a knee so vicious fans spontaneously started pile-driving each other into concrete. An elderly fan literally somersaulted down the stairs while screaming, "Soldier of God!" Luque destroying Belal. Luque's hook was so powerful, Belal fans punched themselves unconscious in disbelief, while casuals performed elaborate WWE finishes on innocent bystanders. McGregor murdering Alvarez. Conor's combo had the arena imploding. Fans roundhouse kicked each other in the face. Small children were punted over the cage like footballs. And drunk Irishmen sacrificed their livers living tribute. It was glorious chaos. Hit that subscribe button or Tyron Woodley will bore you to death again. Like this video or McGregor fans will projectile vomit into your living room. Comment your favorite knockout or Joanna will spell her last name on your face. Holy fuck, you're still here. Welcome to the non-casual zone. McGregor's counter left was timed perfectly, capitalizing on Alvarez's predictable aggression. Alvarez needed better feints, more cautious engagement and improved clinch entries, but got cocky and got slept instead. Romero's patience and timing against Weidman's takedowns show how dangerous explosive counters are, even late into fights. Weidman needed better setup and movement instead of predictable entries. Joanna's technical striking domination emphasized her superior Muay Thai and volume management. Carolina had a chance in close exchanges, but failed to capitalize effectively. Woodley versus Thompson proved stylistic matchups can lead to stale outcomes if neither fighter commits aggressively. Woodley's defensive posture stalled the fight. Thompson needed controlled aggression, but neither adapted mid-fight. UFC 205 was historic, not just for McGregor's achievement,